Hey guys, welcome back to Chillin'
and Chismeando.
I'm YAYA.
And I'm B.
And this is episode 6, I believe.
Oh my god,
Yeah. So had a lot of fun with Buddha. It was pretty funny. Really, I felt like he took us on very well. Because I think that sound guy gets a little intimidated when we start talking to him.
Yeah, I'm not even going to be in this one.
He goes back in the closet.
I never came out. Not like
Come
that.
out. Okay.
Is that a sign?
He thought, yeah.
And it goes.
So I feel like someone like Buddha that can handle two
Girls.
crazy
Women.
women, Latinas, good for him.
Yeah.
He took it like a champ.
And he reminds me, and I told this to Yaya off camera, he reminds me of my cousin's boyfriend. The way he talks, that's his tone of voice. I was like, I kept looking at Buddha like, Jose. Like, that's his name, right? I'm like, Jose Robert.
Me and B are working in the future. I think Buddha will be joining us later in the future. We've kind of talked to him and us, trying to extend the family. But even behind the cameras, we were just having a good time laughing. And so we're hoping that later he'll come back. He did get a couple questions from some viewers, so
it happens.
He
has to come back.
He has to, for
he has
sure.
to address.
We're working on his schedule because it's always hard to get all of us here together, and it's only 2 of us. And, 3 of us, including the sound guy over there. But but it's just the more I feel the more it grows, it's just we all got to be on the same schedule.
Exactly.
And he said he's definitely down to come through and build with us.
Okay.
But with the scheduling, that's the only thing that we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. A possible addition. We just got to do that little small part, and then you'll start seeing him on the screen.
Yeah. And he was well behaved.
Ask him questions. Ask him a lot of questions.
Yeah, and male perspective, it really definitely helps. Because I feel like me and B, we do be getting up on these boys. Get it together, boys. Get it together.
I mean, we are jaded, but guys are dogs. Rough to say.
But yeah, I'm excited for that little goal that we have later in the future.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so some chisme, no?
I know what you're talking about. I go, what are we talking about? She's like, I do have some chisme. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm ready.
So my chisme. So we went to girls' night.
Yes. I missed it.
Yes, you did. You and everybody. Well, it was just me, Lily, Giselle, and I invited a good prima of mine, Citlali. I think you've met her once or
I think
twice.
so. Yeah.
So we had a good time. We went to Applebee's. We were actually gonna go, and it's because Citlali, she's very
She goes out a lot, or what?
No, she doesn't go out a lot, but when she does, she loves to have a good time. She likes to go to restaurants that have banda, where the music is popping, we're not sitting still. And I think next time that's what we're gonna do. Not that we didn't enjoy Applebee's, it's just when the drinks hit, damn, it makes me feel like I'm old and I just want to cuddle in bed and just not do anything. Yeah, but when I've gone out with Citlali, the banda's loud, so it gives you no option to you're moving, or you're dancing.
I am a Mexican child, so I will go sleep still.
You remember when you were little, how
on the
we
chairs.
would go? Yeah, when you would have this giant party, and I remember the music would play at 2:00 in the morning, and kids were starting to be put in sections and covered.
I see this meme. It's I crack up every time. It's when your parents throw a party and you see random babies on your bed.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, no, it is true.
It is true. My brother had a graduation party, and I had I have a little bone to pick, but when I'm really big on my bedding. I'm big on my white sheets. It has to be comfortable, clean, soft,
like a hotel kind of vibe.
Exactly, fluffy pillows. I have so I went to I bought this whole. I spent money because I think to me it's important, right, where you sleep, and it literally looked like a store. And the way I would fix it up and everything. And my mom threw the graduation party. And of course they had kids on there to go to sleep. So I was like, whatever. They used my bed, right? To use the kids. I was like, it's okay. Well, then one I don't know who. Someone stole the decorative pillow. It was a big old white one.
Oh,
so
hell no.
I'm like, till this day. I can't.
Till this day, I'm hunting them down.
Till this day, I'm pissed.
Oh, that's funny. You know what?
That's true.
That's a fun fact your bedroom is your first part to like have a good mindset, like to have clarity, you know, because yeah, of course keep the house clean, but the bedroom is where it's, you know, if you fold your bed, it's giving you like that first step of being productive, like let's move forward. You know, so that's pretty cool that you're really like, oh, let my room look like a hotel. And being a chismosa, like she does my lashes, so when I use the restroom and your door's open, I was like, oh look, B did her bed today. So that's my goals, like this end of the year, be like, okay, let me get up, fold my bed. Yeah,
I have another room, and that's where my parents stayed, and that looks like an Airbnb.
Oh, I saw it too. I was like, oh my god,
like Airbnb. So but no one can go over. Girls' night. So y'all would go somewhere banda.
Girls' night. So we had a good time. Like Lily was telling us her chisme, and me and Citlali and Giselle were cracking up. So like the chisme kept passing on and on. And so we're sitting there, right? So me, Lily, and Giselle, we work in the same company, but we're in different buildings. And I knew when I first started the company, like, I think they have like I want to say maybe like 17, 20 buildings.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like it's pretty big.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's a government based job. So when I first got in, like I think a month later when I started working there, they had mentioned that one of the buildings is haunted. Yeah.
Oh
so
hell no. I'm like, don't put me there.
Right. So I'm just kind of like, okay, as long as I'm not in that building, I'm fine. Whatever. And me and Giselle, we get swapped everywhere, you know. So I got placed in a building where the lady that was working there, she like hurt herself, so I'm covering for her.
Oh, okay. And
you know, I've been there for like a month or whatever, and I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like, not sitting there, but I'm sitting and hearing Lily and Giselle have the conversation. They both look at me and they said, YAYA, do you know that you're working in the haunted building? And I was like, no, that's not true. Don't play with me, y'all. Like, I'm not the one, you know? So they're like, no, I swear. So Lily has the audacity to take out her phone because, you know, she has access to security cameras. And she shows Giselle now. And, you know, I'm sitting there like, I don't want to see the video because I'm the one that's in that building. You know, I don't want to see it. So she shows Giselle like the video. And I guess Giselle explained to me, like, the doors that we have, they're heavy doors. Like, you have to push them pretty hard. And in Lily's video, like, you see the doors just open and then close and then just open. And they also have, like, cafeterias where you can go and eat stuff.
Oh my
are falling out, you know, like, and I'm just kind of like, why are y'all like mentioning this? Like, I don't want to know this. Like, so I told Lily I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it because then I'm not gonna want to go to work. Yeah, like, call out tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna have problems. So I get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and it's more I feel like I'm more paranoid because I'm alone. Yeah, you know. So I get there and I'm like, okay, I need to use the restroom. So I go to the restroom and tell me why, be like, I don't know if I'm just like, I'm an overthinker and I am like paranoid. So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden, so the restrooms, the toilets are censored, you know? So the women's bathroom and the men's bathroom, all the toilets flush exactly at the same time. I got spooked and I like, nope. Ooh. I'm not playing. I'm not doing this. Nope.
I'm an ignorer. I'll ignore everything too. Like if I hear something, I'm like, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah. So because that happened the next day. I went to work and so I was like, okay, you're just being paranoid. I sit down. When I heard like the whole like entire facility bathrooms flush, I was like, I'm not playing this game. I got up, I went back into my car and I'm just like sitting there like, nope, you guys are not paying me that much to be uncomfortable, getting spooked left and right. Like it's not happening. So then the next day I got prepared and I brought my headphones, AirPods. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I just put both of them at the same time.
Oh, good.
Hey, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So I brought my headphones and I started playing like worship music. Like I ain't trying to see nothing. I ain't trying to hear nothing. Like I don't. Nope.
You're our Father who art in heaven.
No, for sure. I was like, praise God, like me. So I get there and the lady that's worked there for like 20 years, I've asked her. I was like, hey, curious, you know, like I'm like, hey, una pregunta, and she's like, what's up? And I was like, how long have you worked here for at this exact building? And she's like, about 15 to 20 years. I don't remember.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. My question is, because me and my girls, we work around here, is this building haunted? And she's like, oh yeah, like yeah, I've experienced a lot of things. And I'm just like what? Yo, she's mostly like, what? And she's all like, oh, hold on. She said that she needed to go to the men's restroom because something. I don't remember exactly, but she said that when you go to the men's restroom, you gotta knock.
Right. You're the opposite gender.
Yeah. So she knocks, and she heard someone say, yo, like, I'm in here, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
I'm already getting scared. Someone said, yo.
Yes. She waits in front of the door. She's like, okay, like, I'm just gonna wait. And she said that when she was waiting, she heard somebody pulling out paper towels. Oh my God. And she was like, okay, whatever. She said that she waited there for 10 minutes and she knocked again, like, hello, are you gonna come out? And nobody was in there. And I was like, you stood right in front, like, nobody was in there. And I was like, oh no. And she's like, yeah. And there's some times where, like, because she says that she had to get there like at 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's by herself, that sometimes she'll hear like noises of like people talking or like people walking down the hallways. And I was like, why is that? She's like, well, at this building, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but at this building a lot of older people work here, so sometimes like people die and like they're working, and then I've already seen some where like they're working and it looks like they're sleeping, but they just pass. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, you really had to like bring people out because, you know, they pass. Like, yeah, you know, just old. So I'm assuming that's probably why their spirits are there. She's like, but honestly, like, I do the same thing you do. Like, I bring my headphones. Like, I just try to ignore it, and I bring like my little cross and just kind of like just try to ignore it because, you know, I don't want to play with it. I don't want to entertain it. No. So I was like, okay. And she's like, you know, and because we're here in the morning and everybody gets here like at 7 or 8, like, just do a quick prayer. You know, nothing's going to hurt you. I was like, woo, you don't got to tell me twice. But I was like, yeah, I was like, God, like, I'm scared of.
No, it's so crazy you said that because today, actually, when I was lashing, I had 2 lash clients, and they're related, so they came together, and I did one back to back. And so I did one first, and then she's sitting down, she has her baby, and then I have the second one, and she had her phone, the baby had her phone playing like little music and stuff, and she had said, and this is like broad daylight, this is like a couple of hours ago. Mm-hmm. And in my lash room, and she had said something, okay, if not, we're gonna go home, like, to the baby. And then all we hear was, okay. But I thought, like, and I was lashing, so I thought she must have called somebody on the phone, and somebody answered, but nobody was on the phone. We heard okay.
How was the baby?
It was okay.
No, how old is the baby?
Oh, the baby's a baby.
Like barely
2-year-old. Yeah, like a 1-year-old.
Oh, see, no.
Or like not even a 1-year-old. Actually, like not even a 1-year-old.
Couple months.
8 months. Like, she's
barely
barely walking.
Baby. Yeah.
Like, she just stood for first.
And y'all heard like a adult.
It was an adult female. Okay.
Oh.
And then I go, oh, is someone on the phone? Like, and she's all, no. And I'm like, oh, is she on YouTube? No, like, it was like it was legit music playing. And then the other girl had her phone, right? Because my phone was playing the podcast. There's no way I could say okay, and I heard it next to her.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, I'm all la 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 la.
You're like, anyways, how was your day?
Yeah, I'm very like, ignorance is bliss. Yeah. Like, I'm just like,
yeah, I try not to entertain it or like. No,
don't feed it any energy.
Because I remember when I first met my baby daddy. I to this day I believe that his grandma was like really into brujeria. Mm-hmm. And I think whatever the hell was following them ended up attaching to him. Yeah, because he said that something would always like grab his hand or his foot. And it wasn't until it stopped until like when he started getting to know me, because, you know, I love God. Like, I'm a church, you know, I
You're
love
a God-fearing woman.
Yeah, no, for sure. And when he met me, he's like, yeah, it kind of slowly vanished the minute I met you, and I started going to church with you, and it was like good. It was gone. Yeah. Yeah. So
good for you.
I was just like, yeah, I don't like to entertain that. Like,
I do not play around. Yeah, and then even last night, so when I was watching a movie, he fell asleep, of course. Typical.
Typical.
On brand. And we have like blinds for the balcony, and 2 of the blinds were like moving like crazy, like this, like as if it was like the the screen
window?
door was open and it wasn't.
What?
And it was just like this, like, and usually my cats play with the blind, so I'm thinking, and I look, one cat's asleep right here next to me, the other one's underneath the table, so I'm like,
And
so
you're
I
just
look,
like, la la. Like,
no, I just fixed it. I'm like, and it didn't move after that, and there was no fan, no like, no nothing that for it to cause it to like go wild, and it was only two. So I'm like, I'm out, raise up the volume. NyQuil.
yeah, like a night world.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Probably, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if like, because I feel like everyone and their mother. I feel like I've heard that people have all experience sleep paralysis. You know, or you know, they equate it to like a demon on top of them, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never experienced that, but then also too, I'm also a heavy sleeper, so I don't know if this demon's like. And I'm just like
on top, like, bitch, wake up.
I'm on the next morning. I know, right? I'm scary. Get scared. And I'm just like,
There's like Baba all over.
I know, right? I'm like, hey, babe. Not right now.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
That's wild, though. Yeah. Well, make sure, just keep doing that thing when you go to work at the building and.
Yeah, no, I don't play. I don't want to see it, you know, because it's funny because, you know, I feel like I've met some people too where they're like, I don't believe in that stuff. I'm like, good. Like, don't go looking for it because they'll come knocking on your door. Like,
I'm not curious. I don't need to know shit.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies. Like,
I would. I hope my dog haunts you.
But yeah, that was my chisme.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No haunted place. No. I guess that was my chisme. I'm like, it's so crazy. I'll message her too. I'm like, did we both hear that? But we did. It was like, okay. I'm like, Halloween's coming.
I've been seeing that a lot too. Like people are like taking out their Halloween stuff because it's July. Like, no, that's it. It's Halloween season.
It's Halloween.
Like,
Summer's over. August,
okay.
September, October, November. So yeah.
So yeah. So speaking of that,
Yes.
B, this is gonna be an interesting topic.
Okay.
Because so our topic today is, do you believe in signs? Like whether it's the universe or you're manifesting it or God, like what do you think?
Yes, I mean, honestly, I believe in all kinds of signs. Like, I mean, sometimes I force these signs where I'm like, if I'm done by this time, that means this is going to happen. Like, you know, whatever. But signs like where you're just like, things kind of add up and it's like in your face. It's like confirmation. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, wow. Now, if it's like all in your face, you're like stunned at that point. So it's crazy.
I don't want to give up too much. I kind of want to say it just because I want it on recording to see. I want to see what the final chapter is. So guys, this week I actually reached out to B, but again, we're not going to get into full detail, but I had asked
however, if you want to get on and message me, I'll tell you everything.
DM gotta reach her. But because I think it's funny because when I started talking about it and I started showing it to her, she was kind of shook too. So I ended up getting frustrated during the week, and you know, lately I've been feeling like God's been talking to me, and I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just like, okay, well, to a point where I was thinking like, damn, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm like, I think I was second doubting my faith because I was like, are you there? Like, I don't feel like you're answering. So I got frustrated. I got really frustrated because I went on a date and it was well. It went well. But I wasn't getting peace still. And I was just like, why are you like not giving me peace? Because I've said this before. If there's no peace in your heart, it's not meant for you. So stop fighting it, you know? So me not following my own advice, I'm like still, you know, I'm like, why am I not getting any peace out of it? So the next day I got super frustrated and I was like, God, like I'm tired, like I'm exhausted, like why are you coming after me? Like I need you to dumb it down for me. Like I'm a visual person. I need you to make it clear where it's like
lead me. Yeah. Tell me where to go. Where's my path? Yeah. Is this right? Yeah.
So I had asked for a specific sign that morning. And Giselle can witness that because I was on the phone with her actually. And I just said, you know what? This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. And I want it today. The audacity. I want it today. I don't want it tomorrow. Yeah. I don't want it tomorrow. I don't want it the next day. I want it today.
Yeah.
So as the day went by, not only did I get the sign, it was a straight
In
up
your face.
right,
Like,
be
this is what you
like
wanted.
her like just witnessing it because I sent her pictures of it. It got me like goosebumps and everything.
Yeah.
Again, we'll talk about it later when because I want to know what the final result is. I got to put the part.
Yeah.
So when I showed B,
I was like screaming.
she was yelling.
I was yelling on the voice message. I'm like, you're fucking lying.
Yeah, like super like, are you serious? Like it could have been anything else, but you really got like a like yo. He couldn't have made it more clear. Yeah.
It was like sign.
It was like sign and cherry on top. Like
Exactly.
bitch, here's your sign
He
for today.
bitch slapped you
yeah,
that sign.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure. So now my job is to like nobody's gonna tell me that there's no God. Nobody's gonna tell me like there's no such things as signs because I asked for it. I asked for a specific sign. I asked for it for
like
that day.
Number 1,
and
2, 3, 4, 5. It's like
No.
it's a specific sign.
Yeah.
and it's like
Are you, you're not going to talk about the sign at all? Like,
No,
not even hints?
I told B like I think I'm gonna wait till because I was saying like it's up to me if I want that sign to be completed. I guess if that makes sense. But
no, if you want to take that sign and do what you said you were going to do and
yeah,
get that sign.
yeah. Because there's things that I need to drop and there's people that I need to drop in order for that sign to in order for me to be blessed. I really need to get my shit together. So, have you guys ever experienced like a sign that you're asking for or?
Oh, why don't you talk about my dad's sign one time?
Which one?
You remember how...
Oh, you received several?
he told me a couple of them, but it had to do with God. Like, you know, how he went to a service and they said...
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad, he's a God-fearing man. I feel like I think that's why my dad has been blessed to own a home and to have his family, you know?
Yeah.
He's always said it, like, I'm a God-fearing man. Like, the one thing I don't play with is God stuff because you're asking for trouble. And he told us one time, he's like, I remember one time, I will never forget it. I was in my 20s and I thought I was a hot shot. Like, you know, I had my car. I was a cool guy at school because my dad was very popular at school. Yeah. So he said that he went to church one day and my dad, he had my mom actually, they were engaged, but he was like, yeah, you know, I went to church that day and the pastor was preaching and he's like, give money today and God will bless you. And my dad's like, like, cause you know, my dad was naive. Yeah. He's all like, let me think. If I give him $20, what did the pastor say? Like he would double it or?
No, he said he would reward you back tenfold.
Okay.
So times 10.
Okay.
So my dad's doing his numbers. Yeah. He's he's, and mind you, it was in the 80s. So $200 is a lot of money. So he's all like, I give him 20. I should expect $200. Yeah. So my dad's testing God. He's all like, I'm going to do it.
Bet.
Yeah.
He said bet.
All right, cool. He pulls out his wallet. He's over here like, here's my 20. And he has the audacity to go, like, here we go. And he puts it in there and the pastor's like, I promise you, like, he's gonna bless you. And so my dad's like, okay, whatever. My dad forgets about it. It was a week later. My dad goes and visits my grandpa, and my grandpa hasn't been in my dad's life for like a while. It wasn't until later in his older years he finally started coming around. But my grandpa comes up and he's like, son, I'm very proud of you. You know, you're becoming a man. You're getting married. I want to bless you with $200. Yeah. And my dad was just like, no, Dad, you don't have to. He's like, don't insult me. Take these $200 and use them for your wedding or whatever you need. And my dad said that when he got those $200, he said that he got goosebumps all over him because it was like,
what are the odds?
Yeah, like, he's like, I don't believe in coincidence. Like,
yeah.
And to understand a little bit more, my grandpa, I mean, we haven't really talked about him, at least on that side, but yeah, it's definitely out of character for him to do something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't give out money like that? Same. I'm not just kidding. I can relate, Grandpa.
And yeah, just for it to land on the exact amount. You know.
I know, that's wild. $200.
Yeah, my grandpa was a very stingy
I should have
man.
put in 200.
No, just things I've noticed like my dad has done too. Like my dad's a whole other character. Like with God, I feel like God, like joking around, he used to have like these huaraches, Victor, remember?
Oh, Jesus huaraches?
Huh?
The Jesus chunks?
Yeah, well, everybody, so he would be like, guys, don't touch my huaraches because God bless them. Like, and no joke. Like every time he wore them to the casinos, he would always win. And I'm not talking about like $100. Like it was like $1,000. Like
no, thousands of dollars. Like enough to fund a whole trip. Like we went to Disneyland, Universal,
Vegas.
Just one trip to the casino with these huaraches paid for the whole thing.
Where's the huaraches at?
And the cherry on top of that story is we were driving back down from Vegas. We're at the gas station, and they still have little slot machines right there on the gas station on the way back from Vegas.
Of course, they have it in the airport too.
And he still hits like not a jackpot, but
he
enough for
money.
the machine to go off, like start beeping and
stuff.
Yeah. So he has good luck.
He's like, they were God blessed me with them. And then I think my uncle ended up putting them on, and he never won nothing ever again with those shoes. Yeah. But it was a constant thing, like for years, huh, Vic? Like he would put them on. My dad would be so dramatic too. He would like stretch and be like, all right, God, like bless me with these shoes. He would clean them. Like,
I wonder if that's like the placebo effect. Like where you're like, you think they're magical, and then because you're manifesting.
I wonder, I was just going to say that, manifesting, like, I feel like when you think positive, a lot of positive things happen.
Words go into action. Yeah. So who knows? I mean, it's like the Bugs Bunny Space Jam. Yeah, Space Jam, where they had the water and it made them super strong, super able, and they're like, it was a magic drink, and that's what made them like beat the monsters, and it was just water. And in their mind, like they thought that they were drinking like this potion or whatever,
and it wasn't.
So, but yeah, I had a sign. It wouldn't be like I would say like a crazy thing that happened, but before I came here, I've owned 3 cats. I had 3 cats at home in Texas, so I'm a deadbeat mom. I had 3 cats, and in my defense, I wasn't planning on staying here this long. Like I was only supposed to be.
Yeah,
here,
I remember this conversation in your kitchen.
Months. Yeah.
You said like, I'm gonna try and snatch Saul and take him with me.
Oh yeah. I'm like, as soon as
he falls in love with me, we are out of here. And then she fell in love with us, and she stayed.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. This is not working. This is the plan. No, but he one of my cats passed away, and she was like my favorite cat. Like this cat, I only had her for 2 years, crazily, because she was a street cat for 9 years, and she like, if you're a street cat for 9 years, a female cat out there in the streets, a lot of shit happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so she had no teeth. She was very she literally looked like all jacked up.
Oh, and you took her in?
Yes. I don't think anyone would want her. So
no,
we rescued her she was on highway, and it was like raining like crazy. And she was just huddled up, skinny, like almost dying. So I nursed her back to health. It took like a year for her to get used to me. And she fell in love with me. And she was like possessive over me. And I'm like, you know what? She's going to stay with me. No one's going to want her. I'm not going to put her at the shelter. No one's going to take her in. And plus she's older. So she became Penelope, my P. And so I really love that cat. So I came here, and I lost her while I was here, right? So that really hurt me. I was like, oh, that was like the love of my life, that kitty. And I was like, and I remember telling Saul, I was like, I'll be crying and crying. I'm like, I miss my cat, and I came here. It's your fault. So I just kept like, and then I had a dream about her. Like she came to me in my dream and like put her head on I was gonna say my paw on my hand, and she was like telling me like, I'm okay.
Oh, B.
I know. But I told Saul, I remember I was all crying to Saul, and Saul was like, oh, we'll find another cat. That was my dream. So I was like, oh, okay. Like she's telling me I'm okay, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, give me 1 minute.
I think she knew that you were suffering, so she had to come and see you.
Yeah, because I was crying
Mama,
for days.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
And it felt so real, right? So hold on, give me a minute. Because I'm a little fucking bitch.
No, I think when it comes to pets, I remember when I lost my dog, Max, and I was pregnant at the time. Oh my gosh. And we went to go put him down, and then when my brother and baby daddy came back in the car, I lost it. Like, I don't know if my hormones kicked in, and I was like, damn, like that dog was with me since he was a baby. That was like 15 years of my life with that dog, and for people to be like, it's just a dog. Like, no, like, that was my companion,
No, she looked out for you. And when I had that dream, I was like, you know what? I could put my heart at peace. And so he's such a fixer. He's like, we'll get you a cat. Because he would always joke like, no pets here. And I'm like, that's fine. I understand, because I don't plan on staying here for too long, so there's no point. And then crazy thing was his sister had sent me a picture and said, oh, Diana has a new cat, a new kitty, and this is her name. And I'm like, oh, send me a picture. That's so nice. And because before that, so I was like, we'll get you a cat and we'll see. And I go, I want a cat that looks just like P. And so if we see a cat that needs a home that looks just like P, like let's pick her up. Okay. He's like, okay, whatever you want. But he's like, I hope nobody, like, no cats come, right? Yeah. So then,
it's because we're dog people, like, you know. So when I see Saul with the cat, I'm like, damn, like we changed.
He's
like
a cat.
Yeah, I see him and I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy.
He builds tents for them. Yes, don't have his heart.
He's got strollers for them. Like, he's a cat dad now. Like, and it's crazy because this man used to own pit bulls, you know, and now he's a little softy, and I'm like, oh,
he's a little bitch. But anyway, so he said that, whatever, and then his sister we were texting back and forth. Oh, Diana has a new cat. I'm like, oh my god, send me pictures. She sent me a picture. It looked just like P.
Oh, so
exactly.
Kiki looks like P.
Kiki is P. Yeah. So she she told me, she's like, oh, you know, I'm like, oh my god. I started crying. I was like, this is P in baby form. And so I was like, oh, and I go, I'm gonna take her from them. And then he's all like, no, you're gonna make her cry. Diana cry. I'm like, I know, I'm just kidding. So then fast forward, the sister messaged me back saying, oh, you know, we can't continue to take care of it for X, Y, and Z. And do you want the cat? And I said, yes. And then and so I go, but if you know, give Diana another chance. If she's unable to take care of the cat, then let me know and I'll go pick up the cat anytime. But I was like, oh, you know,
right,
so then a week later, it's like, no, come pick up the cat. I was like, quick. So I took her and I felt bad because my niece was like, yeah, she was crying. She was like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
it was her first breakup. Let me rip that bandit up.
That's P. P is Kiki, and it's so crazy because when the first day I brought her home, I go, "Is that you, P? Is that you?" And she turns around and looks at me like, "Yes, bitch, it is I."
You missed me too much. I could feel it. Boom.
So I feel like she killed herself and then reincarnated and traveled to California for me because my heart was so broken. P, it's you, right, P? So yeah, I just look at it as a sign. Like, you can call things to you. Like, if you really want it, like, things will come to you. Yeah. So I look at it as that's like it's two cats in one.
She wants her P.
I know, right? So I was like, you're crazy. But yeah, so I manifested this cat that I have. So there you go. Cool. Yeah.
Now you're back at it with now two cats. Kiki's so dope because it's funny how we when I go over you guys, we talk a lot of shit, but she's so funny. Like, I was telling B, I was like, damn, she looks thicker. She looks like her fur is like glowing, you know, and it's funny, guys. You really got to send the picture because she looks like Saul in a cat. Like, it's because she has like long socks, and we always joke about that. You know, like the longer the socks are, the down the foot. Yeah. So like Kiki, she has white all over her paw, but it looks like long socks, and I'm like, dude, you're such a thug. Like,
I go, she's so down, and then so all damn fool.
Yeah. Like she's so. It
was so funny because speaking of that, Saul was like, a sock check. I'm like, I go, he's all the higher the sock. He says the saying, right? Yeah. I go, what if I have thigh high socks? He's all, damn fool. I'm dying.
Don't fuck with her.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I believe that there's signs. I believe that they can.
Oh my God, I'll show you a picture of Kiki. She does have some long ass socks.
Yeah, and then it's funny too because you can tell that Saul's becoming a softie because he kind of speaks for her too. Like,
oh yeah,
like they'll have a conversation. Well, he'll be like, "What you looking at, huh?"
Oh yeah, they're arguing.
Yeah, they're arguing. He's like, meow. Yeah, like, I'm just telling you to fuck off, bro.
No, they're like gosh. This. They love each other.
So,
any sound guy? Do you have any signs?
Have you experienced?
There was one recently, actually.
Ooh, yeah, cheese.
So, not a big thing yet. I started dating this girl. We went to a Padres game.
Ooh, got my attention.
Just over here like, wait 1 second.
Wait, give me the cheese.
So we started, we started seeing each other. She took me to a Padres game. Had tickets from work.
She took you?
Yeah, she took me.
Oh, she a real one.
Oh, wow. Roles reversed.
Softer generation.
So
what do you bring to the table?
Manifestation, all that stuff. No, I'm kind of in the same boat as my sister. God, if he wants it, it's gonna happen.
Right.
But also, she believes in like manifestation, all that.
Who, you, the girl?
Yeah. The girl.
Okay.
Ooh, so she likes like crystals.
What does that have to do, like the crystals and
Oh, crystals is to help with energy. So it like crystals also like help, and there's different kinds of purposes for different crystals. So like abundance, luck, Nvidia,
oh my God.
all that stuff. Like it's or to cleanse. All of that has to do with energy.
To be honest, guys, before we get back into Sounds Guy, site, I get nervous playing with stuff like that because I feel like a lot of people who do brujeria or just like that believe in a certain item or idolize
like a false idol.
Yeah,
false
idol.
Yeah,
that's the correct word. I get scared because it's like a
lot of Jesus and Bible thumpers fear that. A lot of people fear, like they said, like don't idolize false things or items, like you shouldn't. And to each their own,
right?
Like, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Like I'm not here trying to judge anyone, and I just feel like when it comes to stuff like that, I will never play with it. I won't insult you about it. Like, okay, babe, that's cool, But at the same time, like in my mind, it's like, why am I gonna rely on a rock?
Right. But crystals have they don't do nothing with brujeria.
Okay.
Brujeria is like with velas and like other preparations and stuff.
Yeah.
Crystals are just energy.
Okay.
So like, for example, like you feel, what can I use for an example? Like something that makes you feel at ease, like crystals add like bring in that extra energy, and it could be positivity, but you're not like, crystal, make
I'm
sure.
not walking in and I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
I'm like, no, it's just to like help with your overall, like where your environment, and that's a lot of things that has to do with like where you're at. Like if your environment, like just like you said, well, I don't know if you said that, but like if your room is like dirty, it brings down your energy, right?
Oh, I see.
And those little things, it's like, okay, well, are you gonna idolize your bed? No, it's like it's like these little actions that help with your energy. So they just buy
them and just put them there, and it's kind of like, okay, hopefully
you can recharge them with the moon.
What?
You put your crystals out on the full moon, and then it recharges, and then it's just super powerful. But it's all
mind.
Yeah, but I believe in him. Like, it's all up to you. Even my brother, he's like, what do the crystals do? I'm like, what they do is, this is a net. He's all, so it's all in your personal beliefs. So if you choose to idolize someone in the Bible that people have written over years and years and years, that's your choice. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's not true. It's true for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in other words, you can really break down the Bible and say like, well, is the Bible really, something that you should look at into?
This is how I see when it comes to this, because I feel like this is where it's a big misunderstanding. And I'm only saying this because of experience.
Yeah.
My whole life, I grew up in a church, right? And obviously, like, when you grow up with something, you're kind of taught to like, your parents automatically like, this is what you're gonna believe in because that's what they believed in, so at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna I believe that there's a God, this and that, but this is where I get iffy because for me personally, I was actually talking to my cousin yesterday. There's a difference between going into religion and actually making a relationship with God.
Exactly.
So that's how I see it.
That is key.
And it took me a very long time to finally figure that out. It took me a year and change to figure that out. Because I was with God. He honestly blessed me with anything that I asked for. He gave it to me. I told him one time, like, I want a big party. I want a big party of a wedding, like a movie status. And it came. Like, fun story. I will never forget that when I first met my boss, he asked me, like, where are you getting married at? And it was the first time, like, he was wrenching. He was in the car wrenching. And I couldn't remember the name. I was like, it's called Rancho something. He's like, oh, Rancho San Diego. Yeah, that's a good spot, as he's wrenching. I was like, no, it's called Rancho Santa. He's like, Rancho Santa Fe? And I was like, yeah, that's the spot. And he's like, yeah, you do know that that's a location where all the millionaires, all the billionaires are.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I had no idea, B. I was just like, God, I want a big wedding. I don't know where, but I want it.
Yeah.
And so boom, it happened, and it was a beautiful wedding. Like, even Saul told me he thought it was like a wedding in the backyard, like a Mexican wedding. I was like, no, sir, this is like an actual big wedding.
It's a production.
Yeah. So anyways, now I don't disown or I don't shame anybody, like whoever believes in church and all that. That's great for you, whatever works for you. But my thing is, it's a relationship with God. I'm not gonna come and force it down your throat where it's like you need to believe in what I believe. Like, no, if you want to know about it, ask me about it. If you don't, then on to your business.
If I want to worship toilet paper, I'll worship toilet paper.
By all means,
like, you know what I mean? Go have at it. You know?
Right.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's all about the relationship with God, because I grew up in church too, and every Sunday. Yeah. And my mom, we're not as like crazy like that anymore, but she didn't shove it down our throats. It was just something that she thought, you know, every Sunday, family togetherness, it supports that kind of, those are activities that support unity in the family. Not necessarily like, if you do this, God's gonna get mad. If you do this, God's gonna, like, no. It was more like, you built your own relationship with God. You say your prayer however you'd like to say your prayer, if you do want to. I do believe that there's a higher power, you know what I mean? But just because you go to church does not make you this way, or just because you know the Bible. And I've read the Bible inside and out. I've also had Bible class. I mean, like in college, you know, I've studied the Bible, but you know,
I've just noticed, like, the more that I trust him is the more that more things are happening strangely. I can't explain it to you guys because this whole week,
manifesting.
This whole week it's been thrown in my face. Like, just be respectful what you believe in. You know, like,
that's the key word, respect.
Yeah, that's it. You know, if you want to go praise rocks, or if you want to go lie in a ditch somewhere, go for it. Like,
they're crystals and they're magic rocks. If you call them rocks, call them magical rocks.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in on Chillin'
and Chismeando.
I'm Yaya,
and I'm B.
See ya.
Oh my God,
we're still on this.
He just cut that out.